Welcome to More Based Off, where reactions are based on facts, commentary is based on experience, and every opinion is rooted in real talk. If you enjoy honest conversations, hit like, subscribe, and let's get into it.
Welcome to the place where the truth comes first. Breaking down the headlines, separating facts from the worst. No fear, no bias, no agenda to hide. Just real conversations from the other side. Hollywood lights, street stories, what's really going on? We ask the tough questions long after the hype is gone. Different.
Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Alan Thompson with More Based Off. So let's talk about the video with Ant and Marcus in Marcus's Jeep late night in front of the barber shop. And yeah, they were dropping a lot of tea, huh? A lot of gossip going on. Mark has become, not Mark, Ant. He calls Marcus Mark, right? Ant has become a channel character somehow. He was introduced to us through Fiesty. And when she quote unquote worked for him at his barber shop. And yeah, he's become a character in himself on the channel now. So they're sitting in Marcus's Jeep late night, like I say, chopping it up, talking, basically gossiping about any and everything, and smoking their weed, and which we're gonna get back to that in a minute because I thought that something about that was funny in the video. So, but first, it started off with Ant mentioning to Marcus that Don was locked up. And Don, as you all know, was a barber at Ant's shop. And he also is a rapper, and actually a pretty good rapper. Like everybody claims they're a rapper on the channel or whatnot. But Don seems to actually be one of the ones that says that it actually is really good at it. And so, anyways, you could tell Marcus was in shock, and then so Marcus was kind of, trying to inquire about, well, what happened? Did they come pick him up from the shop, or like, But it was just like, you could definitely hear in Marcus's voice, like, it's like comparing it again to his situation, because here we have Don, somebody, seemed like a cool guy at the shop, and he's been arrested, and is locked up currently, and of course the details around it we don't know because Ant didn't go into details. I mean, who knows if Ant even knows? But again, it was kind of like, you know, kind of like a message to Marcus almost. It's like kind of like all these people around you getting locked up. You just talked to Quita in another video. She was talking about just getting out, and I did a video about that, how he was acting confused about why she was locked up when he played a part pretty much in that, with putting her on that site that got her locked up, the escort site. And I think like the signs are kind of like hitting him in the face now. And again, it's interesting. Everybody on this channel gets locked up when you think about it. Kelsey just got out. Gabby is locked up now. Everybody is locked up at some point. But it seems like, soon Marcus is going to be locked up for something worse than anybody on this channel has been locked up for, and seemingly probably be away for some time, much longer than anybody on this channel has been away for as well, any of the regulars at least. So yeah, so that was interesting. And so getting to the part with the weed, they smoking weed. So at a certain point, Marcus starts pointing the camera up, like through the sunroof of the Jeep. And so I was kind of like, why does he keep pointing it up? He's like, yeah, I'm just trying to keep this off because of YouTube. So it was because they were smoking weed. And so, and it was already shown a couple of times, you know, prior to him doing that. But then the police end up coming at a certain point. And so Marcus was like, oh man, he was like, oh, that's the police. And so he kind of pans the camera out and shows the police with the sirens. And I'm just like, yeah, Marcus is like, he's definitely in that mode of knowing that at any day and any time they can show up. And then he was sitting in the Jeep with his seatbelt on. First of all, they're parked. And Marcus doesn't ever wear a seatbelt, even when he's driving. It's rare that you see him with his seatbelt on. So I'm like, oh, wow. So he's trying to be law abiding now, got a seatbelt on. He got a seatbelt on while he's parked. And I'm just like, yeah, Marcus is definitely, Yeah, I just think he kind of knows that any day at any time that that could happen, But I mean, but you're sitting in the Jeep smoking weed, so it's like, okay, you got your seatbelt on. That's one thing I guess you're doing right, even though you parked right now, you don't need that. But then you're sitting in the Jeep smoking weed. And I mean, in Atlanta, weed's not legal. Like, I mean, certain places it is, but Atlanta, it's not. I mean, although we know any and everywhere people still do it, you know. And it's funny because Ant brought up Troy and Troy's World and Troy being in Detroit and something about weed. Can you do this in Detroit? Something he said, but I'm thinking like, well, actually, weed is legal in Detroit. So yeah. So anyways, but he was trying to go in on Troy about a couple of things, but at the end of the day, he really didn't have much to go with on any of that. And he kind of said, that Troy is cool, and even Marcus was saying, kind of the same thing, like, well, yeah, but Troy, I think, at the end of the day, Troy is a good guy, and and but how Marcus has tried to have smoke for Troy at certain points, but anyways, just a bunch of gossip, basically. And then Ant went on to bringing up um, Chosen, Chaos. We know him as Chaos. And he brought him up. And yeah, and so that was kind of weird because they're bringing up this new girl that he has and her age. So I guess she's 36 supposedly. And then Ant was saying he thinks he's older. But then they got in this whole conversation about Chosen, which I found to be odd. And Ant was trying to say would Marcus, I'm calling him Mark like Ant, would Marcus try to holler at Chosen? Not Chosen, oh Lord. Would Mark try to holler at Chosen's girl, new girl? So they kind of went to this whole back and forth, but Ant was just trying to prove the point of how Marcus always tries to basically holler at everybody else's, you know, girl or whatever. So they kind of got in this back and forth about that. And then they got in a back and forth about Polo. And Ant was saying that he was trying to, I guess, get with the girl that Polo shot the spicy scene with, the most recent one, and something about that. But it was kind of like Ant was just kind of on his neck about a lot of stuff, like trying to like call him out, which Ant has always done. And that brought me to the thought about like how Marcus doesn't really have any real friends. And so when Ant brought that up about Polo, and Marcus was like, no, no, it didn't go down like that. And then so Ant said, well, no, Polo told me that. So it's like, again, it's like Polo is his quote unquote bestie, his road dog. But again, that reveal right there, Polo is talking about him behind his back. And then even Ant brought up something with Cat in that situation, tried to say something with Marcus, tried to take Cat from Polo. And, even though we know that that really, I guess Cat and Polo really didn't have anything going on like that. But anyways, just a bunch of gossip, a bunch of gossip. And then it ended with Ant basically saying, um, he didn't really understand why people are coming at Marcus the way they're coming at Marcus. And yeah, and about that situation, of course. And Marcus kind of, like I said, he kind of knows that what's coming is coming. And Marcus just kind of said, well, at this point, God is going to have the final say in it, and whatever I'm going to have to deal with regarding that, I'm just going to have to deal with it. Which I thought that was, kind of a statement that for a change with Marcus, I could agree with because he's acknowledging that he knows that more than likely at some point he's going to have to pay for the things that he's done. So yeah, what do y'all think? Let's talk about it in the comments. What do you think about Ant and all he had to say? It was a lot. Ant is a mess. A lot of just gossip, really, the whole video. But I want to know, what do y'all think about Ant and the things he had to say? Do you think Ant is a friend to Marcus? Like my whole thing when I just kept watching the video, I'm like, if these are the people Marcus has around him, I get it that this is for content, but at the same time, it very much comes across like these are the people he surrounds himself with and considers his friends. He need to get some real friends. Ant, Polo, like I'm like, he need to start doing some videos with his actual friends if he has some, and them actually giving him some real advice and talking to him real. Like, I mean, think about it. That could be decent content, you know. I mean, even at this point, documenting what he's going through regarding these alleged acts he's done and the allegations, he could actually kind of do documentary style um, post at this point regarding that. And I mean, that would be, I think, good. You know what I'm saying? Kind of showing what his emotions are behind it, and without necessarily talking or saying too much, and a little more behind the scenes. Like I say, maybe some real friends, but I think we're learning he doesn't have any real friends. I think these people like Polo and Ant are the people he considers his friends. Which, like I say, if that's the case. Ooh, that's not good. All right, y'all. We will chat soon. Make sure you comment under this post. Let me know what you think. Like, comment, share, subscribe, turn on those notifications. This is Alan Thompson with more Bay Stuff.
Yeah. Welcome to the place where the truth comes first. Breaking down the headlines, separating facts from the worst. No fear, no bias, no agenda to hide. Just real conversations from the other side. Hollywood lights, street stories, what's really going on?
Thanks for watching More Based Off. If you enjoyed today's video, please like, subscribe, comment, and share this video with someone who would enjoy it too. Your support helps to grow the channel. If you'd like to support the channel even further, my Cash App is on the screen. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.